Hey everybody, welcome back to part 2 of our overview of the Console 1 from Softube. In the first video we talked about how it's good practice to put the Console 1 across all of your tracks. And if you never even need to make an adjustment, you know, an EQ or compressor or whatever, just the simple fact that you have it across all of your tracks will help your mix overall. But one of the cool things too about having it across all of your tracks is that at any time you need to make an adjustment to one of those tracks, you already have at your fingertips without loading any other plugins, without having to take the time to get your mouse, to go to the track, to find, pull up the menu, scroll down to whatever it is. You don't have to do any of that. Already at your fingertips, you have an input gain. You have a low cut, a high cut. You have a shaping section, which includes a gate and an ability to control the transients. You have an EQ. You have a compressor. And then you have a drive section, a panning, and then you have a solo, and then you have a volume. It's not a traditional volume like you would think of like for your fader, but it is an overall volume for your track, as well as all the other buttons that you have available to you to help you control the different parameters, etc. And so you have all of those at your fingertips right there all of the time, which is just fantastic. Now, one of the other things that Console 1 offers, it offers a great selection of presets. So you pull up a track, hit the preset button, and then they offer, let's just say you're looking for a particular EQ. So you pull up here and they have acoustic guitars. Let's say you're looking for something for your electric guitars. There's a couple that they offer there, maybe something for a bass or backing vocal or whatever. They have some incredible presets that are there. And also included in this would be if you have your own user presets that you save, they also would be available to you here. So another great time saver in there, and they really are great sounding presets too. So I encourage you to get familiar with those and to work those into your daily workflow as well. Another great feature, let's just say I have a vocal here that I'm happy with the vocal EQ. Maybe for some reason I'm not so happy with the compression, the way that it's just not exactly what I'm after. Another feature of the Console 1, Softube chose to allow users to insert other Softube plugins into these sections. So if you have a great EQ from Softube that you would love to put in here, you can do that. In this case, we're talking about the compressor, and the way you do that, again, rather than grabbing a mouse and finding the track on your DAW and going there and inserting and doing those things, the way I would change compressors here is just a couple of buttons away. Hold down the shift button, and then across the top here you'll see some labels in yellow: shape, EQ, compressor, and that of course corresponds to the different sections of the hardware unit. So in this case we would hit the compression button and up a menu comes. Scroll down, let's say I want a Tube Tech, scroll down to Tube Tech, hit OK, and if you'll notice right here now it says Tube Tech. So just that quickly I've now inserted a Tube Tech into here. So that alone was quick, but you have to remember as you continue to advance in your mix and any changes that you want to make to the compressor, they're always right here at your fingertips. You don't have to worry about closing a window or opening up the compressor window and then making those changes. It's always just right here at your fingertips, right here on the hardware unit itself. Another thing that you might find very useful is being able to copy and paste from one track to another track. In this case, I have a guitar that I've doubled, and I've already made adjustments to the first guitar. I like the EQ, I like my compression, and I'm wanting to copy these parameters to the second guitar, the one the double of the electric guitar. Of course, at this point, it has no changes whatsoever. So again, instead of having to write these down or grab a mouse and go somewhere and copy it and then come back and paste, the Console 1 hardware has this built into it. The top of your hardware unit, you have two buttons underneath Duplicate Track. If you make sure you have the track selected that you want to copy from, then just hold down these two buttons and then simply push the button of the one that you're wanting to copy to, and when you release it, now those parameters are copied. So there's the first guitar and there's my doubled guitar with the exact same settings now. The same is also true if you want to copy the parameters of one track to multiple tracks. You can do it all at once. You don't have to go through that process for each track you're wanting to copy to. For example, say I've got some background vocals here. I've already made adjustments to track 1. track 2, 3, and 4 have not had any adjustments made yet, and I want to copy all of these parameters over to 2, 3, and 4. Same process. Hold down the 2 buttons under Duplicate Track, and then simply just tell it to copy it to my other background vocals and release. And just like that, all of my other background vocals have the exact same parameters. Now, but Console 1 does something that takes it even one step further. Let's just say that later on in the mix, I've decided that maybe I'm not exactly happy with you know, the high end here on the EQ of the backing vocals, and I want to adjust them all. Well, I don't have to adjust each track individually, nor do I have to adjust one and then copy that to the others. Instead, I can simply, at the top of the hardware unit, I can simply hold down the group button, and then I can just touch the other background vocals. So I now selected background vocals 1 through 4, let go, and now I have a group, and any change that I make is now going to be reflected on all 4 tracks that quickly. And one last feature that I want to cover with you here is somewhat of a lifesaver at times, to be honest. Console 1 has built into it a history. And so let's just say that, again, I'm further into my mix, and now I've decided that the changes that I've made to my vocal recently, I kind of wish I hadn't made. I wish I could go back to what I had earlier. Rather than having to guess, you know, or hope I've written them down somewhere or whatever, it's as simple as holding down the Shift button, and then across the top here, you go to the button here in yellow that says History, and you hit it, and you scroll backwards in time to wherever it is that you're happy, where you wish you would have left it alone, and just like that, you were back to where you were, you know, an hour ago, 2 hours ago, wherever it was in your mix that you wish you would have left your vocal alone. So having the history built into it it's a lifesaver almost. It's incredible. So that's just a quick overview of how the Console 1 can affect your daily workflow. Just like I said at the beginning of the first video, when a piece of gear hits that magic spot between incredible sound, but also speeding things up and improving your workflow, that's just where the magic happens, and that certainly is true with the Console 1. So check it out. I think you'll love it. I think it's something that that you'll find that you're not going to be able to live without in your daily work. So good luck to you. Go make some great music.